So back down at Hand Stadium, it's Thursday evening. It's thoughts from the training ground session. Obviously, since we last spoke at the end of the Bitten game, big national events have taken precedence over football for a few days. How was the break over the weekend and our Keynsham game being postponed? Has that affected the team in any way, do you think, in a how they're preparing and how they are and fitness-wise?
Give us another week to get some bodies back. There's Archie Ferris and Ethan Feltham were close for that Keynsham game if it was on, and it's given us another opportunity to get some more rest or more sessions into them, which means they're closer. In a way, it would have been nice to play the Keynsham game because I feel like we were starting to gel and on a bit of a momentum, so it would have been nice to take that into the next game, but it is what it is, and we kind of welcome the break in a way. Have a good few sessions and hopefully another good one tonight ahead of Barnstaple on Saturday, and one step closer to getting some more bodies back.
Because you said last time you felt we started to have a little bit of momentum, a little bit of a run. That's how it started to feel. Again, in terms of what's coming up in Barnstaple on Saturday, that's our next one. I mean, how do you feel about that? What's the sort of preparation going to be tonight for that?
Well, tonight really we'll do some shape work and some phases of play and some tactical stuff that we look to try and implement on Saturday. But in terms of the actual game itself, it's going to be tough. Like Barnstaple are good. They're really well managed. Craig Laird is somebody who I grew up watching his sides play, and he's a great manager and will have his side really well drilled. And it's no coincidence they're right at the top of the league as well. So going away from there, obviously it will be tough, but yeah, we're full of confidence. We're playing well at the moment. We got good numbers back, got good feel about us at the moment. So and tonight will be just putting those more fine. The hard work was really done on Monday, where we did a lot of high intensity stuff, lots of running and lots of good passing patterns. And tonight we'll just sort of do a few more walkthroughs and do more of a tactical side of things. So hopefully it's one where we need the boys to absorb all the information that I'll try and put across.
And do you prepare differently in terms for away games, or in terms of you playing a team maybe is towards the top of the league and stuff like that? Do you take a slightly different approach to those, or is it not?
No, not necessarily, because I think you can overanalyze the opposition sometimes, and I think if you sort of focus on the opposition too much, you can come across as fearful. I think I've always said it's how we play and how we go about it. Now, don't get me wrong, the sides we play, there'll be different tactical approaches depending on how they play. In terms of away from home, you've got to consider that, especially more so in the winter when the pitches start to tear up, and you've got to think about the surfaces you play on and the way you want to play, and also sizes of pitches. Ilfracombe, for example, was a really, really small pitch, very, very tight, very narrow, which impacted the way we played. Barnstaple will be bigger, so that we might have to look at a few different things and maybe different personnel because of that. So there's small elements of it depending on opposition and style of play and pitch size, but in the whole we really want to focus about us and how we want to take the game to oppositions and what we can do really well.
And then we have another game here following Wednesday. How are you preparing for that in terms of, again, we're going 2 games in maybe sort of 4 days. Is that going to affect how you're looking at the squad?
Yes, because we're going to need to rotate. We will, because we haven't really got the probably, because we've had a few injuries. There'll be some who will struggle to do 2 games in a week. I'll be honest, I'm not thinking about it, but it doesn't stop us doing our research, trying to get them watched, trying to get reports on them, so to have an idea of how they're going to play. They're another team who are flying. It's 2 really tough games. I think it's 2nd and 3rd in the league that we're playing, so it's going to be tough. But in a way, though, it sort of gives us a nice little incentive to, especially Shepton. If I don't know how they'll do on Saturday, obviously, but if they pick up another win, that would be 6 out of 6 or 7 out of 7. I'm not too sure for them. So we want to be that first team to beat them. So it gives us that nice little incentive. So be nice to be back under the lights here. But being totally honest with you, Saturday's the one I'm really focused on at the moment. It's the most important game because it's the next one.
Absolutely. Okay. Well, I look forward to speaking to you after that.